Now, returning you to the Children of Primus.
Again, Ultra Magnus is now mostly an upper torso. Look, he became a person in between streams. There's one thing I want to point out here. They did this for the Haslab. He gets what he wanted because he has his own matrix in there, the same green circle as Optimus.
Nice.
Yeah. So anyway, welcome to continuing to transform Haslab Omega Prime at a leisurely pace.
Part 4.
Oh, you know what? I was basically done. I just have to put him together, and then we are complete. So what part attaches here? Oh, Lord, I don't have to attach the chrome, do I? That would be the worst. That's how this stuff gets chipped. Oh, there was a few more steps. Never mind. This is a huge instruction sheet that I keep looking at. So that goes there. And
That's like transforming to 86 slag, or as we call them now, slug. Going through those instructions compared to like G1 characters where you just kind of figure out on your own. There was one step that was slightly, in a sense, you almost had to figure that step out on your own, because how the instructions explain it, it just wasn't displayed properly.
Haslab Unicron has a step, and it's one of the first or second steps in its transformation that is not in the book, the instruction book. And if you try and go from this one step to the next step, which is inserting the stand that he sits on, you actually have to separate the shell and fold the door all the way back. Because when he's snapped together like that, the door will fold down, but it won't fold down far enough out to get the stand up in there. And if you force the stand up in there, it snaps that door off. Yeah. And there were so many people breaking that door off that some guy, I don't remember who it was, but somebody made a video saying you have to separate the shell and fold this door to the inside, and the shell has to be separated to do it before you can put the stand in. Because when I made a post on Transformers Liberated that I picked up my Haslab Unicron, I was tagged in that video like 19 times. They're like, watch this video first. Watch this video first. Don't transform it on your own.
I want you to break your figure. And I have got Ultra Magnus completed here. I'm just going to put him next to Optimus. He has some impressive wingspan on him, especially compared to his brother. Optimus is a little sideways because of the stand I have him on. By the way, he comes with this gray stand, which is just a big stretch of road.
Nice.
So I'm going to take this guy away for now. Give this guy his weapon, the blue bolts.
So Mario says, hello again, Children of Primus. Hello again, Mario, and always thank you for joining us. And James Coleman says, get her, Ultra Magnus. Switch on.
Oh, interesting. So that's how it works. Okay, I was wondering what those red things on his thumbs were for, but they go... Where do they go? Yeah, so...
Yeah, it should be able to plug into his chest.
Yeah, I can see the connections. I just gotta get it all lined up. And again, doing it all live with a camera on me, I'm like, All right. Yeah, there's little pegs in there, so you can load these bits into his chest for like an attack mode.
Okay.
And then his hands will come up and attach to those red handles.
Yeah, to these red handles here. They specifically say to have his hands grab them.
Oh, interesting.
Goes there. Goes like that. You know, like you can fit his thumb through this little part right here.
Shiba Kobe, welcome Shiba Kobe, says back from Super Ultra Mega Costco run, which is Super Ultra Mega Ultra Magnus Optimus Prime Costco run. Did I tell you guys I got air raid a little while back?
No. Good job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I gotta flip the targeting sensor up. There we go.
And Mario is asking, so Fear or Courage, how do you feel about when you combine Optimus and Ultra Magnus into Omega Prime?
Well, I haven't done that yet, so I guess we're going to find out in a few minutes here.
We are going to
Yeah,
find out.
this is the live of him actually doing all these steps.
That is
Yeah,
correct.
I thought I might during the week, and then I didn't have time, and then you were like, we're continuing the stream, and it's like, well, good thing I didn't have time then.
You know,
So
everyone's been moving.
Sort of, yeah. So there he is with his weapon there, which you can just sort of mount on him like that. But you can also take it apart and use it as like pistols and things. So this is just one configuration. Yeah. So you know what? Because of how long this took me before, I'm not going to waste any time. I'm just going to get straight into the full combination.
Yeah, no pressure. You have about 49 minutes to combine them.
I know I'm going to have to tear this guy down because the secret is they cheat a bit and you got to go down to his core robot and put Magnus on him. I've seen a lot of fan modes where they combine both sets of armor, but that's a project for another time. Okay. Yeah. See, the instructions even tell you to have them shake hands, even though you don't actually need to do that as a step. So I'm just going to tear this guy down real quick down to his core robot.
Now, Mario is saying, and did you know that blue bullets can be used to fill the hollow chest of Magnus and the back of his legs for not just filling in, but also weapon storage?
Yeah, I saw that in the instructions. I'm like, again, that's a project for another time. So you can take apart the blue bullets and stash it all over Ultra Magnus's body in different places,
Cool.
mostly to fill gaps, but also just to store weapons. Look at his tiny little hands with his big head. Just as
Let me ask you a question, Anthony.
Yeah.
Shattered Glass Optimus Prime.
Yes, the evil one, the purple one.
Yeah. The one with the broken windshield.
Mm-hmm.
Shattered glass.
Why? I mean, is it just a play on the fact that he's shattered glass?
Yeah, it's all for the aesthetic. I think. I think in the IDW reboot they did of it, it gets shattered and as part of like during an important fight, and then he just never repairs it on general principle. But it's been a while since I read those comics. Pop his head back out.
Adam Chandler, welcome, Adam. Is asking, do you all plan on getting Lego Soundwave? I think he came out later this month, or the Blokey Devastator.
Nah, probably not to either of them. I only get the Blokies like sporadically, but as to the Lego guys, they don't really do anything for me. I think they're neat engineering feats, but like if I want a Soundwave, I just get a normal Soundwave, you know. They're cool because you can transform them fully without taking them to pieces, which you didn't used to be able to do with Lego. That's the big accomplishment.
But if somebody out there is listening and they want to send us those pieces, we will review them and we will put them online.
Yeah,
and we will give you props for sending them to us. Much like we would love to do with the person who sent me the entire series of Blokies. We would love to thank you if we knew who you were.
If we knew who you were.
Oh boy, I'm okay.
That's going to be after a side mission that we'll have to set up one day. You know, the search for the unknown sender.
Yeah.
Oh, and speaking of which, you know, gracious, our gratitudes go out to the name surpasses me at the moment. Fear, who sent you.
Oh, Minor Edgar, yeah.
That is correct, Minor Edgar. And I should have remembered his name because I did include his name and his description and his blue sky information in the description of all 4 parts of our videos. So we are very thankful for him sending you the Omega Prime.
Yeah, let me just show you the handshake thing here real quick because it's neat. So it's like he grabs his hand and it makes it pop off and flip around his own hand into the big Omega Prime hand, and that's how the combination starts.
Interesting. Okay.
Oop. Don't worry.
Prime down, prime down.
He took a dive off my desk onto the ground earlier this week, and I was horrified. And then he was fine. So at least they made him durable.
Is Megatron hiding somewhere in the
And if
background?
they made them the same way they did the old one, you were putting it on the wrong hand. It's right hand to right hand, just like they were shaking hands.
Oh yeah, you're probably right about that.
Because Magnus's thumb will lock into Prime's fist, closed fist.
Interesting.
Yeah, the designer of this guy really wanted to make sure they could do that, like the Japanese designer. Get his two hands out. Split Ultra Magnus in half again.
Senenbach Arts hiding in the comments saying, ouchie, triple Z, ouch, triple Z, another sleepyhead Sunday. Tired from birthday week. Happy birthday to Senenbach. Taking these to Art District yesterday and do Sting Plasma today. That is quite a week you had going on there.
I gotta split these in half. Ugh.
And Mario's saying, also for the fan stream of Hasbro, the Transformers will reveal not just the next wave of studio series that was leaked and teased by Takara, however, will also reveal Wave 3 for Age of Primes.
So these flip up. And then turn these around, and these go down. Every time I use a ratchet, it's amazing.
Cool. And Sedum also says, there we go. Oh, both Magnus and Fear, either of y'all not have Blokey's Shining Series 1 Optimus Prime or Cliff Jumper?
I have Blokey's Shining Optimus Prime, the one that it looks like the G1 toy as opposed to like the animation model. So if that's the one you're talking about, I've showed him off on stream before. He's packed away right now, so I can't just go retrieve him.
Cool.
But yeah, he's a good one. I mean, they're all pretty good. Like I said in the last review I did, I've not met a Blokey yet that I didn't like design-wise, just because they're all pretty similar. But also that the thing that they're all similar to is a good figure, so...
And Senenbach also says, oh, Magnus already knows I got it. Hut for stream chat closure. I got Studio Series Bone Crusher from Magnus for my birthday on Friday.
Oh, lovely.
Nice. Magnus, I think your mic is muted.
Am I muted?
Oh, no, you're good. All right.
This goes up here.
May need to plug it back in. I came up here and I forgot to plug it in last time I was up here.
Oh, okay. I think I understand.
It may have been trying to shift into low power mode.
Well, you're good. So I know
experience of me reading these instructions is I think I understand.
That's why I was kind of late getting into Teletram 1. I came up and the computer was off, and I remember we had a storm the other night, and so the surge protector probably protected everything. But then I had to start up, reboot everything, get all three of these monitors connected again.
Right.
Cold start. Oh, okay, so these plug in here.
All right. So I just pre-ordered 2 vortexes from BBTS.
Nice. Vortex Eye.
And I'm gonna have to So we've got Voyager class rescue bot Heatwave, but is that's not a combiner, is it? Boy, he looks like
No.
a chunky kid's toy. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
that can't be.
That's a retool.
He's Age of the
Bulkhead.
Prime.
Yeah, he's a retool
He's
of
Age of-
Bulkhead from Legacy.
But he's not a combiner.
No, he's not a combiner. There was
looks
a
like
Heatwave
something
that
off of
was a
Fraggle
combiner,
Rock.
but it's an unrelated character.
Oh, I'm thinking Protectobots, not Rescue Bots.
Ah, okay.
The Prime who combines Nexus Prime, Heatwave is the name of his central component. So you weren't totally wrong there. But it's a different Heatwave.
Reorders.
Now Mario says, and if we get Wave 3 of Age of Primes revealed, as they said in the description for the fan stream, then what does that leave Hasbro reveals for San Diego Comic-Con?
Who knows? Whatever comes next, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
His head goes upside down, and then it goes up there.
And Sidham says, toy looking op from Wave 2 of Shining. One I got duplicate of is cartoon looking from Wave 1.
Oh, interesting.
And Adam is asking what happened to your Protectobots background. And I haven't had a chance to set up my green screen as yet because I've just moved, basically just moved last month and still unpacking. And then got a different desk. So then I had to quickly rebuild everything for the stream again within a day. So I'm still in the process of unpacking and getting things set up getting set back up while we're also planning for TFCon Toronto, which is the second week of July that we're going to be live streaming from. So we're getting all that worked, getting all set up in the background. And oh, sorry.
So y'all remember a couple weeks ago I did the upgraded hands for my masterpiece, Ultra Magnus.
Yes.
I was just sitting here looking at the original fists sitting here, and they are the perfect size. Give me the full screen.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't mind. The full size. They are now pencil toppers. An eraser fits perfectly in it.
Nice.
Let me get So now I have fist. I can go to war. Pencil wire.
And Settenbach says, apparently Megatron doesn't like me. Like TF1 Blokey's Wave 1, I didn't get TF Shining Blokey's Wave 1 Megatron.
I saw a few of those, not the Megatrons, but I saw the shiny Optimus Prime and shiny Bumblebee today at Walmart. I'm just not a fan of non-transforming Transformers. They're cool. The Blokies were cool. They were a fun little thing to do here while we were doing it on the stream. But if they weren't given to me as a gift, I would not be owning them.
Let's put these forward. Okay.
Yeah, catch up on the comments. Comments are taking on their own show once again, which is always cool. Settenbach says, I got my friend an Acid Storm, so I don't mind. Already cheated to get Acid Storm coming in from eBay, so traded my friend duplicate Acid Storm I got naturally. The example blind for Ultra Magnus. And Adam is
a dramatic head reveal.
Oh, let's zoom in on that.
It's the combined head. It's like the Optimus super head, but it's got gold antenna.
Nice.
And the super chest.
Yep, and the super chest.
Adam is asking, are Talk planning on pre-ordering any of the mask reissues?
I will say,
Not
I
unless
mean,
their prices come down.
Oh,
oh, are they expensive?
Yeah, they are.
hmm.
Jeez, I, I
Yeah,
kind of wanted a
Thunderhawk's like
Miles Mayhem.
Thunderhawk was like $170 American.
Wow.
Oh, jeez. See, I kind of wanted a Miles Mayhem because I like the character from how he was played in the IDW comics, which I've said before, but I don't want to like break the bank getting one of them.
Right, right. Yeah, well, what I've got most of them sitting right here.
Yeah.
Set Box says, shining jazz visor lights up beautifully, FYI. And it's just funny when he mentions, when he was mentioning the shining glow keys, and then you say shining jazz, and then it just reminds me of The Shining. So it's just that is funny. Mario says, and also we got some images for the San Diego San Diego comic exclusive Skybound Jetfire, which is repaint of the Siege figure with the two characters from Void Rivals as figures.
Yeah, that was shown off before here on stream. They're GI Joe. They're done in the style of vintage GI Joe figures. The two main characters from Void Rivals, and they come with Jetfire because of how they had him in the first issue. That's a set I would love, but I'm sure because it's an SDCC exclusive and it's a Commander class figure. It's like a bazillion dollars. So bad luck for me. But it's funny because I mostly just want the Void Rivals figures because I like those characters and I like that comic.
Adam says, Spin, congratulations on your move. Thank you. And Fair Courage also just move. So if you look in his background shelves and in one of the angles, he doesn't have anything set up as yet. So it's everyone's
Very little. Well, I am still at my old place right now, just doing the stream from here instead. Because we haven't quite moved out of it yet. That's the setup.
Mhm.
Yeah, I think by this week we'll be fully over at the other place, and I'll see what my stream setup is like.
Cool. And Mario says, and speaking of Skybound and Transformers, issue 21 is on June 11th, and we've got a few teased previews.
Yeah. Now, presuming plans haven't changed, we're nearing the end of this run because Daniel Warren Johnson said he was only going to do 24 issues and then he was going to throw in the towel because he didn't want to burn himself out. So, obviously, the comic will continue because it's successful, but that will be the end of his tenure on it, and presumably another author will pick it up from there. So that's going to be really interesting.
That will be interesting. I mean, there's always that fear of, when whoever starts off a series and if it's successful and then they change who's ever behind it, if they can carry on the essence of what made it popular.
Yeah. Gotta figure out how his... Oh, it goes under. Okay. Just trying to figure out how his abs, go together on this combined form. Because you gotta, extend him a bit. And then this thing, goes under there to make him stable. Okay. Yeah, there we go. There we go. Just like a layer of reinforcement. So he's a little bit taller now. Oh, and then I gotta extend his arms. Yeah, there we go. Extend his arms. I bet I was supposed to do that with the other combined mode and forgot to. That's probably why it looked a little bit weird in the arms when I had them combined.
Seto says on Dan to Dan, season 2 first few episodes are premiering a month early, June 6th to 11th at movie theaters. I'm going on Tuesday after going into the art studio.
Oh yeah, Joe likes that show. I should probably want to go watch that.
Cool. And James is welcome. James saying, I'm hoping me and Impactor can score one of those Jetfires somehow, some way.
I'm starting the big combination now, I think. Because I'm putting everything together.
You've got 31 minutes. No pressure.
Oh, really? Okay. No, that's the you said you got 31 minutes, but I'm like, oh, that's plenty of time. I'm in the lower quarter of the instructions.
Nice.
I say that, and then I can't get his freaking boot on. I gotta. I mean, I gotta.
Have you folded the back down inside of it?
Yes.
Have you sold
Yeah,
what would basically be the calf?
Yeah, I can see like a footprint there where his foot's gonna go in.
Okay.
And a peg that can go in too. I just gotta line it up.
Yep. Cut. If you look at the front of Optimus Prime, there's a little peg hole right there. That's where that gray piece snaps into it after you get the foot set into the other peg hole.
There we go. I got it set in there. I just needed to put the instructions down and, two-hand it. And I got to do that with the other boot too. So it's gonna go on there. Oh. Oh boy. Oh, and now this one's coming out. Cool. Let me check what the next step is, because I bet I can, if I do go one by one with these, I can secure them better.
So Sudham says, so last birthday present festivals for me. James says, Ghost Machine has a guy on their team who wrote an issue or two of Transformers. And Mario says, like right now, my only priority for me collecting figures I need is the Studio Series 86 Constructicons and the 13 Primes themselves.
Surprised at how many people are into the 13 Primes, just because I'm like, oh, they're kind of non-characters to me. But I've said that before, except for the Fallen.
I got the two that I wanted.
Yeah. Solus and Megatronus, right?
Yep.
And Mario also says...
Solus because I have a whole shelf of fembots.
Mm-hmm.
And then Megatronus because he's what the Decepticon symbol was designed after.
Yeah. Oh yeah, there we go. See, I just proceeded to the next step. Everything snaps in nice and tight.
Mario also says, and I'm really curious if you guys saw the animation of the Skybound comics where Soundwave beats the ever-loving scrap out of Starscream, except it's not the gruesome of brutal.
I have not seen the animation, but I've obviously read the issue where that happened. You know why he was mad at him? He was mad at him because he hurt Ravage. So there's like, you mess with my cat, I'm going to just destroy you.
Mm-hmm. And James says, now I gotta go find that animation.
Oh, did I put this on the wrong way? Oh boy. Wait. Oh yeah, I did. It's okay.
Well, I wonder if they took that from the G1 cartoon, and I remember that scene where it's like Rumble and Frenzy are fighting with the Seekers, and then they Rumble and Frenzy like toss around the Seekers, and then the Seekers are like tossing them around, and Soundwave walks in the room with like an electrical wire. Basically, it's like, who's messing with my cassettes? I'm going to beat you guys silly. And
right.
And I just found that scene so funny.
Yeah, it's his kids, bro. Don't mess with that guy's kids.
Don't mess with the kids. As James says, you kicked my Ravage. Soundwave is the best cat dad.
Yeah, I think me, Mr. Magnus, and Fear all being cat dads appreciate that sentiment from that comic scene.
I've been a cat dad as well. Which where is Toy Warp? Because he would make fun of us being cat dads.
Mm-hmm. I didn't choose the cat life. The cat life chose me. I mean, I'm happy to adopt it, but that's just how things shook out. There we go. Okay, this is nice and stable now. I will say this: it's hard to get on, but there's like a whole bunch of different connection points, so this is like not gonna come off now that it's on.
Nice.
And getting it, the part of the difficulty of getting it on there is securing all the different connection points so that he can be nice and stable once he's like fully put together.
And Mario says, hello, Setumbach Arts. And James, LOL, same here, as I'm as a cat dad. I'm looking at that snail and I'm just thinking of Men in
A
Black.
crown. A crown. He's the king of the swamp.
Okay.
You address him correctly, you filthy human peasant.
I think he'd be good with some butter. That's how the French do it.
Oh God, I almost called Span Tour War. So I know I already showed you the hit box picture. So there goes the one I put together already.
Mm-hmm.
It's made by the same company that make like the Gundam model kits. You can kind of see in this corner how you can remove the skin bits.
Interesting.
Show the skeleton inside. Grab it, pull it out. Give an idea of the.
Okay.
So open his mouth up. Get his tongue back down. There it goes. Give him some Gene Simmons action.
Nice.
Where you can actually sit. There you go. You can see his tongue now. So. Oh.
Yeah, I just sent you a picture, Span, as why you don't piss off Soundwave.
Mm. Yep. Let me get that picture on. And as I'm sharing that picture, what's interesting is at times you can tell, I guess, in a sense, you can tell who is and isn't a fan of G1 or has been around long enough. Because at times when people look at all of Soundwave's cassettes, it's surprising that a lot of people don't know who all of his cassettes are, because all of those cassettes were G1.
Yep.
Then you get into the Japanese ones and the ones they added later on. So
Right.
all of his cassettes is a pretty broad thing.
The only two that I don't know are the ones on the top right.
I'm trying to remember their name.
Is that Slam Dance? It's not Slam Dance, is it?
Has my sympathy.
Nope. Squawk Talk and Beast Box.
That's it. Which Blaster has Slam Dance, and what's funny is rewatching the series a few years ago, there's a scene in season 3 where Blaster walks in whatever episode it was, and he's like, "What is this? Some sort of Slam Dance?" And I'm like, I'm surprised they threw that reference in there.
What a strange way to phrase a sentence. So, like, that's the kind of thing you notice because of that.
But see, if there was kind of like that a more of an interconnected writing style that, say, the Prime series has and other TV shows, where the season, the series, and the episodes, all of the writing were connected. For Blaster to walk in and say and reference Slam Dance, that would have meant at some point later in the season or in a whole other season, that would have been an introduction of those cassettes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Mr. Magnus.
This next one is. What's that?
So, do you work for like a Maury Povich? Because there's 2 little mini-me's here at this guy's house you sent me to. They both look like me.
Well, we're going to do a DNA test and find out who's the dad.
Oh, God damn it.
This next one, this is the cat dad.
Okay, and
this used to be my screensaver.
Shiva Kobe says it was Autobot, which I believe that's the episode that I was speaking of.
Oh yeah, the one where they have their big duel. Oof. I'm impressed at how stable this guy is, because he feels like he should be back heavy, but he isn't. Like, I'm not going to jiggle him too hard, but it's like his legs have suspension in them.
Even the one that I've got, the old one.
Yeah.
Yeah, the old one I've got's a very stable figure.
Yeah. That wasn't my experience back in the day, which is one of the reasons why I was like ready for the updated version. Okay, how do I? Okay, I'm supposed to. Oh, okay. I see what they want me to do. You think maybe? Gotta move
Yeah,
this
behind the
back a little
stage,
bit.
Jazz is looking at his pretender shell, aka Spin.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's correct. I think that's
He's
right.
alive. Found me in him. That didn't sound right.
Okay, and then this has got to go on
You can
his
see how blue his
back.
visor is. Oh, there it goes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can see how blue it is.
Oh, that's nice. Oh, he comes with a little speaker.
Yep, and he
Nice.
has his little
Because
whatever
one of the
little
first Blokies I
side
opened and
legs,
built on stream was like the normal version of Jazz
two
without the
tires,
light up visor.
the shoulders, the wings.
Interesting.
That's, and I see what you were talking about, Magnus being bigger than a little bit bigger, maybe like a head taller or so.
Yep.
Now, what do they want me to do with these things at the back of him? I got to squint
Where's
at very
Ratchet?
tiny photos here.
Ratchet
Oh, okay.
chest shines up pretty good too. 'Cause he has
Mhm.
all that blue. Meanwhile, I think Cliff Jumper's been hitting the bottle. He's not as bright in his belly
He's not as
compared
bright.
to his chest. Yeah.
He's
Boy,
low on energon.
Yeah.
I'm Cliff Jumper and I'm an energonholic.
this is starting to come
Instead of
together.
AA, it's EA. Oh God, that's even a worse association. You know, EA Arts, Electronic
Electronic
Arts.
Arts. Yeah.
God, that company's the devil.
And James says,
It's in the game.
saying that Omega Prime almost looks like a Gundam character, and also
Yeah,
says
so
that Jazz is
I'm
really
sort of finished here. I gotta add his weapon, but that's it for him. I can't even fit him on the screen entirely. Let me back my laptop up. Whoa, I don't want to back my laptop up. That's how it falls off the desk.
This is true.
This guy is very large and very stable, and his wings go right off the screen because he's so very big. And oof. Like, you'd think that because I'm taking off the Optimus armor and putting on the Magnus armor, he'd be the same size. But no, this guy's very big.
Actually, you have the
And
to Grimlock, do you not?
Yeah, here he is. He goes.
There we
That's
go.
as high as he goes, just up to his arm.
Oh yeah, that G2 one. I still gotta
Yeah,
get
this
him.
guy's big.
I've been hiding
Yeah.
I just was curious how long to see how often he actually restock stuff and check stuff and put stuff back where it properly goes at my Walmart. I hid like a G2 Grimlock behind some Care Bears. Last I knew, he was still there, and that's been about like a month. That
Don't
doesn't bode well for
don't tell anyone where where that Walmart is, so he will remain hidden behind those Care Bears.
Yeah, I'm gonna kit him out with his weapons just to get him like fully done. Because you put the blue bolts on top of him, because as if he wasn't tall enough as it is.
Toy Warp Vintage Reviews hiding in the comments, and it says, "Remember, everyone, like the video; it helps us out so much. Thank you, Toy Warp, and also
Daddy?
Toy Warp's Vintage
Or
Review."
what's my daddy? There's a duplicate of me. If you would like him, I mean my twin brother, so I get more double the attention from my daddy. Set them back.
You're only getting away with that because he's not on the stream right now.
Oh, I know. That's why I did. No, I knew. Plus, I know he has. Doesn't he name the one of his car? That's the same car make and model as Cliff Jumper. That's the car he calls
That is
Cliff Jumper. So that's the other reason I made the joke. Because
correct.
I got two of him, and I know he has that car that he calls Cliff Jumper. So
And
That's
one
how
more
tall this man is. I have to
comment.
stand up and get out of my chair to get his weapon on him. That's
Now
how
one
tall
more
he is.
one more comment from Adam before I know Magnus has his Omega Prime up there. Adam says, "Does anyone know why on the Blokey's ratchet, they were able to put the Red Cross emblem on his shoulders,
I'll put them
but
back
they
up.
didn't on the Studio Series 86 version.
Because China doesn't give a F.
I mean, you know, that might
They're a
have something
Chinese
to do with
company.
it. I gotta give him his giant sword that is definitely not going to fit on the screen because of how tall it will be.
Okay, now let's zoom in on Magnus's Omega Prime there for a
Choose
second.
Red Cross.
Now this is
That's
the
this
original.
vintage one. Yeah.
So that is the original Omega Prime.
Yeah. And here,
And let's go over to Fear Courage's Omega Prime.
for the update, nice and stable, like I said. So much of what I was doing at the end was locking things together, like, you know, pegging stuff in, tabbing stuff in, locking the whole thing down. So he feels very secure, which is really impressive. And, you know, probably pretty posable too, but I'm not going to try that at the moment. I'm just going to try to get his sword in, see how that
I'm
goes.
gonna play some screen what's the word? No, I forgot. The game where you run around the chairs and you know,
Musical chairs.
that's it. So I'm playing some screen musical chairs. Getting through some of the comments because one of them's quite interesting. So first off, let's say Shahab. Oh, sorry, Shehab1212 has a Lego icon, says hello, welcome, and like our video. Shiva Kobe responding to Sedum says Blokies don't care. Now Vintage has a question. Wow, what's the difference? So now I have Magnus's Omega Prime in the top right screen, and we've got Fear Courage's Omega Prime in the top left screen. Can both of you, I guess, mention differences between the two of them?
Well, the biggest difference I'm going to see right now, as soon as he gets done, I want him to turn his around.
Let me just pop his weapon back in here. While I was doing this. Oh. Alright, forget it. I'll just turn him around.
So, if you turn him around, mine's got eyes in the back of his head because there's Ultra Magnus.
Funny.
I've never noticed it before because I've never been from behind.
That is funny.
So Magnus is always watching his back.
Now, is Optimus' original robot heads hidden away, or is it formed partially?
Yeah,
it's right
down.
underneath.
It's underneath this.
I.e., is it 2 heads or 3 heads that are in view?
That's the thing.
There's
Like,
technically 4.
Optimus's armor is not included as a part of this. It's like its own separate thing. And
Yeah,
I
it's
have
a
seen
tower.
people, I have seen people make insane combinations where they put everything on him. But
Oh yeah, it can turn into a great big cannon with all those rocket launchers on it.
It's like a Frankenstein.
Yeah, question I was going to ask both the rest of the crew and chat. When seeing Rise of the Beast, did you notice that Mirage / Not Jazz has ear back of head mounted earphones on?
Oh,
I didn't notice that until putting the model kit together.
interesting.
So
And so the rest of Optimus Prime's armor turns into this battle station.
yeah. But yeah, I have seen people have been making combinations where they use all the 5mm ports on this new guy to attach all of his armor together.
James.
And make an even larger guy.
James is saying, what kind of model kit is that?
Loki's the classic class. I got all the Rise of the Beast ones now. I got my first of the TF1 classics, so there's definitely improvement with the subtle movement. like, so you can have that literal foot behind foot, like Femme Fatale walk with the Alita one. Whereas, let's say, like the earlier, um, like, do you have stiffer leg movement? Well, I can kind of get it, but I can't get him to stand with it. Well, maybe I can, but it's harder to do, and you can't do it with all of them. The Rise of the Beast ones do that type of movement and the contrapposto like you can Alita here. But yeah, there's a little bit more. You can see like a range of a movement improvement, the more subtle movement with the TF1 kits,
It's
even with the
because
standard
it's
bloaties.
because the male robots have an extra bolt between their legs.
That too. Damn boy, so for giving me the hookup about being hung.
That's right.
This,
That's right.
Funny you should say that because the Toy Warp then says, "Come on, Fear Courage, get it in the hole."
I did it. Look.
Are seeing
Just
Oh, so
sexist,
he came with the Master Sword.
sexist. Toy Warps is
yeah.
sexist.
This like I said like several times last stream to the point where I was like, oh, I'm repeating myself too much. The original G1 Fort Max sword. There was a gift set of these guys, the originals in Japan, that just came with it. Uh, so this is like a new version of that, of like Fort Max's sword. And he uses it in the last episode of the show to like save the day. There's wasn't so much glare from my light here. Just,
That is a crazy sword.
yeah. Now he can actually do poses with it. I'm not going to try that right now, but I've seen people do that. They can hold it two-handed because there's a bunch of tabs in his hand that can go into some grooves on this handle here.
Magnus has a sword as well.
Yeah, this is the one from Project Maximus.
Yeah, G1 or Titan's Return.
Titan's Return.
Oh, nice.
And
I don't think it's the same.
Does yours break down so that all three of the people have their own sword?
Yeah, I know that it like comes in pieces, but I don't think this one can be like given to multiple people because it's not like the same tooling. Gosh, let me do some size comparisons here. You got Grimlock here. You got Overlord here. Barely even gets up there. I think Supreme Cheetor might still have him beat because he's massive, but let me test that theory. I'm not even going to try to stand this guy up because he's not very stable.
Wow, that's
okay, Supreme Cheetor still has him beat for height.
yes.
But also, he's a very simple figure. Actually, you know what? If you count the sword, the sword is taller.
That's insane.
Yeah. So the sword is bigger than Supreme Cheetor, even if the robot at the center of this isn't.
Shihab 1212 says, I made a Lego robot arm. The body is from Lego LR 13,000, and the arm works perfectly. And I made a Lego rubber band gun that can attach to the Lego robot arm.
Nice.
Yeah. Now this guy comes with a figure stand because the road that I showed you earlier can change into it. And I'm wondering if I can use that stand on Omega Prime. I'm just going to peek through the instructions to see if I can figure that out. And just to say, this guy, I don't think the camera properly conveys how friggin' huge the whole combination is in person.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of a beast.
Well, Mario says, wow, you finally have Optimus and Magnus to combine into Omega Prime.
Yeah. Okay, what did I do with... There we go. I have the road here that you just split it in half and then turn half of it into a stand.
And I know things that I have to catch up on, and hopefully I'll be able to catch up on now that I've moved, and slowly we'll start unpacking things from years ago and from decades ago, um, which goes to
How
Shehab.
long did you live at your
Um,
old house place?
uh, Actually, well, it's been a few moves. So it's between a couple years, a decade, and then here and there. So it's there's been numbers in between. But I mean, the first home I grew up in, I was there from like baby up until mid 20s. Within that time, one of my early Lego sets, I created this Voltron slash Predaking type of combiner, and this would have been probably around 87, 88 that I created this, and I put it aside in a box that one day I'll combine it again because I memorized how all of those pieces work together. Um, so eventually one day on the stream, and I mentioned it before, I'm gonna pull that Lego back out and show all of the separate pieces almost like vehicle Voltron, but then show it combined where it looks almost like Predaking.
Nice. Alright, so I got the stand figured out, so I'm just gonna like plug it into them and oh, look at that, I can pick them up in the air and everything's
Where did
fine.
Mr. Magnus
That's how
go
stable
to?
he is.
Oh, is he still on?
No, I'm still on. I'm just putting pieces up that I got out.
Cool.
So I know you, since you don't mind metal music, here
Huh.
goes a other weekend recommendation. I know their singer, Anna Marie Rose. So I need to go to her stuff
What,
and listen finally. Only
like
known her since like, the height of COVID.
Anna
Nice.
Marie
And
Rose,
then
what
I'm
Street
only
Fighter
getting to
character
this.
is
Well,
that?
she's only been focused on the music more like full time, like the last year or so.
There goes the sword, that's fine.
But she does their symphonic and power metal.
Okay.
So
Cool.
she's that
Now,
girl that can do she can do classical music and then she can do like the metal growl and this is my PTSD, and she can do Mario Toad voice really well, unfortunately.
Nice. Well,
Now I'm gonna have nightmares about it.
Mario
Now mentioned
says,
it.
let me ask you a question, Fear.
Yep,
Your pieces of Optimus armor that you're not using, the part with the ladder,
yeah.
is that all spring loaded?
No. So that is something that is an advantage that the old one has. It still flips out. There's still even missiles, but the missiles just come out. It's not spring loaded or anything like that.
So this one here,
Yeah.
cool.
and then
Oh, oh, nice.
Yeah. Yeah. So all of those things are present on the new one, but like this, not the spring loaded aspect of it. You just flip it out.
Ready for battle.
Yeah. So I managed to get him attached to the stand here.
As Mario
Me, and it
mentioned,
was difficult.
and I've seen Mr. Magnus has an Omega Prime 2. Adam mentions, I wish they would have made a Prime Force one ship from RID 2015.
Yeah. You're probably the
who's
only
that?
one. That show didn't leave a big impact.
Mario, mine is the actual original one from RID from what was that 2002, 2001, 2002.
2001, yeah.
Yeah, this is the original. His is the Haslab.
Yeah.
Cool. And James says, Impactor saw
And
some Transformers in the wild at Walmart today. Said he saw Bone Crusher, Q, Red Alert, and Prime of Prime. He picked up an Ironhide Loki today.
Oh, cool.
Nice.
and
Take off.
Just giving him his sword back. But yeah.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, there's the boxed copies of the originals.
correct.
Those red
Hell,
boxes
you
are
can
very
keep it there.
nostalgic
Keep
to
it
me.
there, Spin.
Yep. Oh,
Oh, there's Megatron, and that's the question on everybody's minds. Now that they've done the Optimus and his full combination, are they going to do Megatron?
Right.
Because his gimmick is he has 6 modes, and
Yeah.
10 modes later on after he becomes Galvatron. But you could give the Megatron one all 10 modes too. They just didn't show you how until he got the upgrade.
Well, was it the Japanese or the U.S. one? Because I know one you could and the one you could.
Yeah, so the full sequence is they do the Japanese Megatron with 6 modes. Then they do him up as Galvatron, which is a repaint, but they add a couple new tabs to him just so you can do the other 4 modes. And then when they release him in the US, they just include those tabs on the Megatron so you can just get him and do all 10 modes. They still do the Galvatron repaint later. It's not a... Yeah. Just trying to get these grooves lined up here in his hand.
My Spinosaurus feels drafty. Feels kind of naked. But he feels like he has gloves and socks on.
now before we round up for the evening, a few more comments. Mario says, and I can feel Soundwaves grieve and wanted the need to want it ravaged to be revived and brought back to life when he was shot by Optimus Prime in the start of the comic book. I mean, of the Skybound comics.
Goes as one.
Did you ever put that cat dad? That last video or that last pic I sent you in private chat?
Let's see. Wait, did I get this one? Oh, yep, I've seen this one before. Let me.
This is the one that used to be the screensavers on here before I got my playmat made.
Got half of skin off.
And it has a cute picture, and it's like everyone, and it ties back into the jokes of Soundwave and Blaster being a single dad.
Right.
Hardest working single dad on Cybertron.
Yeah, Spin. You can see his arm and legs now, or the one side of him.
Ah, interesting. Okay. My screensaver years ago was the one artwork of Blaster and Soundwave having the DJ battle in the club. James says, awesome show tonight, guys. Have a good night. Thank you, James.
Thanks for tuning in, mate.
Yep. And Mario says, Soundwave should be awarded Father of the Year.
Yeah, this guy's just like massive.
He's a monster.
Like at the very least, you can see where like the budget went. I'm trying to rotate him to the side just so you can see how like deep he is. It's definitely not being conveyed very well on the camera. Like this guy's got like presence. There's mass here, and he's posable and he's stable. Jeez. Like, it was a journey getting here, but eventually I'll be better at transforming him. But for now, I'm just like, man, this is nuts. Yeah. And, I never thought I was going to own this because I don't do Haslab'S, so just getting the chance to put it together and have the thing, I'm like, it's great,
Torwip mentioned if anyone caught the G1 auction link that he had shared.
Well, I've been so busy for the past 3 weeks, I ain't had time to do nothing.
No, I know what you mean.
I'm a little bit occupied right now, I say, pointing at this guy with G1 stuff.
Yeah, and I still got the next tree of these guys to put together.
I looked at the link for a moment, but just like everyone, it's just been busy working and just unpacking from the move, so I didn't really get a chance to look in on it. But there was a couple interesting prices from what I saw, what I quickly saw on that through that link.
Yeah, I'll say one thing: the new place that I'm going to be moving into will definitely be better lit than this room. So look forward to that.
Did you ever find where your cat hid the rubber band or whatever it was they took?
Oh yeah, no, I immediately got it back because
Okay.
I had my headphones in even though it was on the other side of the house, so I was like, oh, she's going after the rubber band because she loves those rubber bands.
Yeah, so I remember
So
my
I caught
Titan
her and immediately brought it
returns,
back.
what's his name, Trigger Happy. I had already
Yeah.
had one. I misplaced the head. So because Forhax has a conversion kit to turn that figure into, I don't remember, dogfight, I went ahead and I was able to get a second one for cheap. Literally, as soon as I get home, and the first time I'm using the restroom after I got at home, after I got that second Trigger Happy, Shinta brings me the Titan Master for my first Trigger Happy. I mean, it still worked out. I was going to get a second Trigger Happy regardless. He has sped up the process.
That is funny. Mario says, and that's my cue to be ready for beauty sleep. And then in time 4.
Now let's fold the arms back on.
And Toy War Vintage Review says, such ridiculous prices. And as we have Omega Prime in the part 4 of a 4-part series of Omega Prime from Haslab, which turned into a 4-part series. So the unboxing,
Well,
there's
a lot here.
A lot there, the fixing of the parts before you could even transform it, and then transforming each figure, and then combining both figures.
What a ride, though, because, make no mistake, it stinks that you have to fix him. You have to take him apart, you have to sand him down, otherwise he's going to break, right? But, the end result, Jesus. And, I haven't even really... I don't feel like I've really put him through his paces, because he's stable enough to, pose and stuff, and he holds together, Even without the stand, which I just installed for giggles, because you saw how stable he was before I even plugged him into it.
Yeah, I think Toy Guy said that original one had a hard time standing in the full combined mode.
Yeah.
Compared to
It's
the
one
new
of those.
one.
Yeah. Eventually, this is all going to be written up and photographed. Just look, it took me 4 episodes just to get it to this mode. There's a lot to talk about, So you gotta sit tight on that. I'm thinking what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna break it up into chunks, much like we broke the unboxing up into chunks, and just do posts on the different components of him, and a post on the final combination, just to get it out there so it doesn't take me forever to make something out of it,
Mm-hmm. So Toy Warp says, congrats, Fear. And Muriel says, good night, everyone.
Thanks again to Goo Night. Thanks so much again to Edgar for hooking me up. This was something I didn't think was going to happen, and it's just it may just be toys, but sometimes having good twists of fate like this really makes you feel good.
It is true. So I think Sedum has something that he wants to quickly show before we end for the night.
There goes
Dinosaurs.
the next tree little projects. And I was gonna say, if anyone has a heads up, if you have a FYE, especially the equivalent of a Super Kroger FYE, the week of your birthday, so 3 days before your day of and 3 days after, you get so you normally get a 10% discount, just as with the regular, but then you get another 10, so for 20 instead of 10% off your birthday week. So that's how I was able to finish off the Rise of the Beast kits for the price of them and this, so that I would pay on the Blokies. I got 3 kits rather than 2 via Blokies directly. So
I would say that's impressive that store still retains giving someone a birthday discount days after, because there are multiple restaurants that, if you show your ID and everything, a week before your birthday, either the birthday person gets a discount, or I remember back in some cases, the birthday person would get a free would get their their portion covered for free. All the other guests are paying for it. At a
Gotcha.
certain point, some
I got my dessert
restaurants
for free
at a
on
certain point, some
Monday.
restaurants started changing their rules where it's like you had to, it would have to be before the birthday. So say your birthday is on the Friday, but you go to the restaurant on the Saturday. This Saturday they wouldn't count it because it has to be before your actual birthday date, which was kind of ridiculous. But I don't
Makes
recall
sense.
which restaurant, but this was years ago.
Yeah, the place that still does it in my area is called Archer's.
Okay.
So they do it for your dessert, and I think I got the creme brulee cheesecake. And it was a thick. It was like that slice was about as big as some standard size small cheesecakes are. A whole
Nice.
cheesecake. So I was
Nice.
like, oh damn.
Cool.
We
So,
have a restaurant in Owensboro called Colby's,
okay.
and they had I dated the bartender there for a while, or the bar manager, and I would take the kids in there every Friday for dinner because they had a kids menu, and the kids menu was $6,
Nice.
and they got to choose from either a little pizza, some chicken strips, a 4-ounce prime rib,
Oh,
Whoa.
for a kid's menu?
or a cheeseburger.
And
Okay.
I identify as
And
age 9 again. Where's this restaurant? Does it still exist?
and they would get a side, which was fries or a baked potato or something like that.
Mhm.
But the kicker was it also came with their drink and their dessert.
Nice.
Oh, nice.
And their dessert was just a hot brownie about that big with
Oh,
a scoop of vanilla ice cream on top of it.
okay.
And so we would go there, and of course I would get me a ribeye and a baked potato, and I'd have me a couple of drinks like that, and kids would order their thing. My daughter, she always got the prime rib. My son would always, he'd bounce back and forth throughout the other things. But then that dessert came out. And I said, I would like to order one of those like that. And she goes, they're not for adults.
Oh,
If you're an adult, you can't even get that brownie and ice cream. It is just for the kids.
wow.
Flat out. It's not on their menu. It comes with the kids' meal, period.
I'm still surprised that the kids menu had a steak. I mean, chicken strips, cheeseburger, and everything else is kind of typical, but a steak for a
Yeah,
kid.
and it was, it wasn't a great big one. It was about a 3x3.
Wow.
But I mean, it was a perfectly cooked piece of prime rib. That was what they were known for, was their prime rib.
Nice.
And it would come with the little thing of au jus and a little thing of horseradish, just like if you ordered a great big 12 or 14-ounce one.
Nice.
Have either of you guys seen the the fan cartoon where Soundwave fears this chick, or is it and Shockwave's like, why are you afraid of her? So I guess
Yeah,
Action
never.
Blokey Soundwave has his fan art rival coming for his butthole now.
Interesting.
Nice.
We're gonna have to research that for the next stream.
Yeah, I'll have to see if I can look up that fan cartoon and then I'll share it in the both the group chat and the general Facebook page.
Cool. So you can catch us on our socials. So our main website, childrenofprimus.com, where you can check out all of our news and reviews. And you can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and on Discord. And then we have our 2 different groups on and in Facebook. And I know Fear is going to have some upcoming reviews, but we'll,
Like,
aside from
like,
our,
share, and subscribe.
yep, like, share, and subscribe.
So
And
yeah, if anyone lives near the Southwest Ohio, like Dayton, Kettering, Oakwood area, I got a piece in the library off of Willington Road. That's that carving I've been working on. So maybe you get a no prize, not Nobel Prize, no prize, as Marvel Comics used to say. And
Torp
tell
says,
me someone goes to season and shows me proof that they did on the stream.
Torp is saying to set him, yes, share it in Sedum's blog, I mean group chat. All right. On that note, I thank you guys for hanging out. I thank the comments for always joining us, and like our videos, subscribe to our channel, share it to all your friends, and to all are one. For until next week.
Till
All are one.
We now return you to the Children of Primus.